And just this morning, Nandala Mafabi from the Forum for Democratic Change has been duly nominated, making it 4. We still expect Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu from the National Unity Platform and retired General Mugisha Muntu, who is also going to be coming in from the Alliance from National Transformation, making the number 6 candidates so far. Now 4 have duly been nominated. We wait for these other 2 who, according to the Electoral Commission, received certificates of compliance after their signatures. That is the 100 from 98 districts of Uganda, making a 2/3 of the districts in Uganda having gotten those signatures. We don't know if anything may change, and Justice Byabakama will tell us that maybe 2 or more or none has been nominated, but by closure of business today, it may be business done. So with me, I still have my guests in studios. I have Adope Francis, who is the National Youth Leader from FDC. And at the extreme end, I have Chiria Ismail from Uganda Young Democrats. Now that is DP, he's President Emeritus, a party that failed to present a presidential candidate for this 2026 general election. Now, before we went for this break, I had put it to Chiria, and I want also to hear from Francis here. Do Ugandans vote manifestos in your own assessment? Because we spend so much, we launch these, we invest so much in these manifestos.
Yeah, well, for us as the FDC, we believe that a manifesto is a guiding tool in every democratic process that we go into. And we have been ranked by the Afro researchers in the Sub-Saharan Africa that we have presented the best manifesto so far in all the years we have gone into the election at the FDC. In the 2006 election, we presented the best manifesto. We came to 2011, we came to 2016, 2021, and now 2026. And I think even amidst all, even when we say that maybe there are some people who have been doing that, but when they leave, even the trend keeps on the same. And you have seen that even this time, one of the things that identifies us most is having a best document, which you call the manifesto. I want to agree with my brother here, the Emeritus President of UID, that no, when it comes to an election cycle, I don't believe with the analogy he has stated that now, when we speak about the manifesto, you again come and reflect about what does our constitution say in terms of governing our party. I have come here with a party constitution, and it's just too unfortunate that I've forgotten the manifesto of which we are speaking about now. I don't know how I skipped it in my bag, but as the FDC of now, the guiding tool in whatever we are speaking is a manifesto of 2026, 2031. There's a difference between running a political party and there's a difference between running a country. So our agenda on how we want to run the country, whether members are part of the party, because when you take over leadership, we are going to govern members of NRM, they will still be Ugandans. When you take over leadership, members of DP, they will still be Ugandans, and we shall be in charge of the country. So the tool which we are using in that direction is what we are calling the manifesto of the party in that line. Now, how do we govern ourselves internally is what we are calling the constitution. And I also wanted to put it clear that now, in a party, it is not only the constitution that governs a party. For us in the FDC, we believe that the constitution is the supreme, but there are guidelines, there are regulations, and there are resolutions. Guidelines and the regulations, the way they are reached at, they depends on the organs of the different political parties. Then resolutions, meetings that we sit in and say, we have resolved this and this and this and this. So I wanted to extract the Ugandans that have been watching out there that no, whatever happened in the FDC, in the year when we got the storm in the 2020, 2023, 2024, up to now, that is inside the party. And the party constitution has managed to harmonize that, and now that is history. Even there is no more storm. The document we are referring to every Ugandan as of now is a manifesto. And the FDC, we have thrived on the strengths of our manifesto for years. Actually, when you look at our results since 2006, our results, our strengths in parliament have always rotated around the 30 MPs, because in 2006 we got 35 when we had Dr. Kizza Besigye, very strong candidate by then. 2011 we got 34. It means that it dropped by 1. But the candidate was still Dr. Kizza Besigye, and if this very strong candidate by then. 2016, where every Ugandan really saw that we have taken over leadership, but just our victory being, I think even after that election we formed the People's Government. We got 36 MPs. You get? From then when it came to 2021, amidst this storm which was there, others call it wave, and all the propaganda that was tainted to the FDC, and guess what? Our strong candidate we have been fielding for the 3 times also withdrew, didn't even feature appearing, campaigning for our presidential candidate by then, Power, because we didn't see Dr. Kizza Besigye moving with Power anywhere. Everyone thought that maybe FDC, the majority of the MPs, if it is many, people thought that we can only raise around 10. But I'm telling you, because of the strength of the manifesto of the party that we have always moved with, we maintained the status quo and we got 32 MPs. So it means that we maintained the trend. And this time round, being the fact that the country is grappling with a lot of poverty. Even people who have jobs, they are poor. Even people who are pretending that they are in different sectors, they are also broke. And our manifesto is speaking directed to them, that you want to fix the economy. And the money comes to your pocket. Guess what? Is there any Ugandan who doesn't want money in his pocket? It means that every Ugandan is going to embrace the manifesto and will vote for the candidacy of FDC. That's why our target as of now, we expect to get a minimum, if we are rigged, 100 MPs in parliament.
Well, yeah, it's always good to set your goals high. It's always good to set your goals high, but also prepare for disappointments as well in case you do not attain that. You prepare your landing very well. Now, Kira, when we look at 2026, today and yesterday was nomination. Yes. Now, the Electoral Commission chairperson asked candidates to bring in their agents with whom and they begin harmonizing their campaign programs and media programs starting from the 25th, which is tomorrow, to the 27th. Now, campaigns will officially kick off on the 29th of this month, September, and will run up to the 12th of January. Let's look at this time. We have incumbent Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, who is known. Actually, someone said even if he doesn't have posters, majority of people will be able to know that this is Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. He's traversed the country, and of course that is no crime because he's still the head of state, and our laws avail that. It's okay. It's not in any way contradicted anything regarding the laws. Now we have Nandala Mafabi, who has to traverse the entire country. We have Robert Kasibante, we have Mabirizi, John, and of course we shall have the NUP candidate as well. Let's look at this time, this space given. For someone to go and convince people that here I am, I'm the best. For someone to move even these, yes, we have a road network that is fair, but in some parts it's really hard. Is this time enough? Though a politician would say, I don't have enough time. Even if you gave them the whole year to seek for votes, canvas for votes. What do you make of this period?
Thank you so much. So you mean the period they've given?
Yes, because campaigns are going to start on the 29th of September. Yes, up to 12th. No, January next year.
Okay. I would like actually first of all come to how you concluded with Mr. Adepo when he said that actually we're expecting 100 MPs. Then you were saying that it is okay to set your priorities high. So you mean he's just setting and he's not expecting them?
We are discussing matters of the heart.
And actually I've said if we are rigged, but our target is to win all.
I don't know why you laughed at him, but I think...
so he's already biased?
I think, no, he's not biased. He's not biased, but he's just analytical.
I come from a point of view of being realistic.
Yes.
I come from a point of view of being realistic.
Yeah.
Now, not to be biased or partisan in any way.
Yeah.
Speaking out my mind very openly. FDC, believe you me, the split affected it.
No, I think even the analysis he has given.
Now, the split affected FDC.
They have never gone beyond 36 MPs.
And they have never, even when they were at their best.
Yes.
was when we had Dr. Kiza Besigye.
Yes.
Currently, if this is not at its best.
No, by then, let me respond to that.
Yes,
by then,
at your peak season.
By then,
at your peak season.
The situation by then, listen to this, the situation by then, Ugandans were not at the extreme poverty as it is now. I want to tell you, even Mr. Chiria, you talked about it, the level at which Ugandans are angry and hungry about this regime has risen very high. So just know that this time round, there is no person who doesn't. Listen, we were in Kamuru recently during the homecoming of Rebecca Ritwala Kadaga. Yes. You saw the pain which was there. The function, most of the machinery thought that maybe it is an NRM function. But a mere deputy Katikiro, when he came, and he's even the leader, when he started talking about Genome 7, I'm telling you what happens on concerts. Buchupa, these bottles, started going direct on the stage, hitting it, just because of mentioning the word president himself.
Okay, let me go.
So we are sure that by the advantage of that, we are going to take over leadership.
Just allow me briefly, we head to Luvowa, where we have Timothy there, and I can see General Mugisha Muntu has arrived. That is at the nomination grounds. The press are not permitting, but if you look clearly at the person in that. Now, Timothy has better view there. Over to you, Timothy.
My background, Major General Gregory Mugisha Muntu has just arrived as an aspirant for both ANT and PFF. He is right now arriving, and he is also preceded by his 20 nominators that will be getting into the building here. We're also waiting on the commissioners that will be walking through to be able to go through the vetting process that will take place for Major General Gregory Mugisha Muntu, who is the candidate for both ANT and PFF that really signed a memorandum to be able to decide to go ahead and partner together to have one candidate for two political parties there. We expect that part of the 20 will be members of the PFF and also members of ANT as executive on both ends that will be coming along here to escort Gregory Mugisha Muntu. You can see in the background of the pictures there, and he is arriving. He's being received by the media. He'll be put into the holding tent, which holding tent will hold him until the commissioners walk through and get to their seats on the podium. He will then bring his documents for verification. That verification process will be taking a brief process of him looking through his academic documents and also him confirming that he is agreeing to be a candidate for both PFF and ANT. The question is, what symbol will be on the ballot paper? Will it be the bulb, or will it be the telephone, or both of them there? It depends on what the Electoral Commission will be telling us on what symbol will be symbolizing if you look at the ballot paper in that time of that season. But right now we're waiting for him to see what exactly happens. But a brief about General Muntu is that he was one of the youngest army commanders at the age of 29 and ran the army. He was one of the most disciplined army commanders that was there by then. He moved on to become a legislator with the East African Legislative Assembly for 2 terms, especially when he was with FDC, and then moved on to start the Alliance for National Transformation, a party that he has been at the helm of, and he handed over to Honorable Ali Salaso, who then became in turn the leader of the party, and he is now the flag bearer for that. This is the second time that the General Muntu is vying for the presidency of this country, and his narration is basically on structures that work, institutions that work for the people, and that is one of the things that he is anchoring his message on. His message for both is that, and we want to be able to see exactly what will be happening in the proceedings as he gets in to be able to be admitted here. The protocol team is holding him in the holding tent, and we'll be waiting to see exactly what happens. That's a brief about General Muntu, and it has been a tedious task until last night when he managed to be able to get the signatures from all the 98 districts. There were some that were lacking, especially when the EC told him that he had been able to get about 50 districts and he was short of 48 districts, and that is where they have been. And getting bits and pieces from the Honorable Ali Salaso, who is the national coordinator for the Alliance of National Transformation. She says that they went ahead and got all the 48 districts and even got 10 or 11 more districts for whatever signatures they required. She also went on to say that if it required, they would come with some of the signatures that were missing on this very day to be able to get through there. but he's one of those candidates that has been confirmed as of last night, and time was allotted to him this morning for 1 p.m. to be able to come through, and that makes that we had 3 candidates yesterday, 1 candidate this morning. Those are 4 candidates for the vying for the presidency. Mugisha Muntu, most likely, if all goes well, he could be the 5th candidate. That means we'll be left with 1 more candidate who has been confirmed by EC, who is the Honorable Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert of the National Unity Platform, who will also be here at 2 p.m. and will go through the same proceeding as everything there that has gone through. I can confirm that's the only candidate that has been confirmed by the EC, other than the 4 that had been confirmed earlier, to be able to vie for the presidency and to be nominated today. So I'd like to hand you over back to the studio for proceedings, and we'll bring you back here as soon as the commission has come through and the proceedings of verification go ahead with the technical team. From me, Timothy Nyangweso, over to you back in the studio.
Thank you, Timothy Nyangweso, for that update. Yes, General Mugisha Muntu, representing the Alliance for National Transformation and, of course, the People's Front. Now, he's going to be a candidate for 2 political parties. At least here, Ismail, you're talking about opposition coming together. Now, at least there is that alliance between the two.
Yeah, it is really a great milestone. If seeing actually 2 political parties are now coming together. But it would have been actually bigger than that. Right now, actually, if we were so much serious, as I was telling you, we would be presenting actually 1 presidential candidate. All opposition political parties, 1 presidential candidate. So it is, yes, it is good, but it is still lacking that actually it is only PFF and ANT. But actually would have been ANT, PFF, FDC, NUP, and all these other opposition political parties. Right now, there are some other opposition parties actually which you cannot tell to support General Mugisha Muntu. Yes, and there are those actually which also General Mugisha Muntu cannot support in the opposition. That's where the lack is. But now, going to your question before we went to General Mugisha Muntu is the time period enough? Now, the time period can be enough basing on the infrastructure, security, and the economy. You understand? In the situation where a 75-kilometer road can actually make you reach a destination in 3 hours, then the time frame is not enough. I come from Jinja, almost actually on a daily basis. But it can, if the road is actually very okay and no jam and everything, it can take you 45 minutes to reach Jinja. But at this state, it takes you 3 to 4 hours to reach Jinja. You understand? So it is going to, and actually it is the same situation in all other destinations. So the road network is not good. It can take you many hours to reach a certain destination. Secondly, security. General Mugisha, and Honorable Nandala Mafawe has talked about security. Electoral Commission actually right now should come out clearly to tell us the difference, the role of security and the Electoral Commission in managing elections. Because sometimes we see security masquerading as the one managing the elections. And the Electoral Commission is just looking on. You understand? So by the time you reach the venue, the security is already interrupting you. It is the one now saying you go there. It is stopping you. You understand? All those things are there. The other thing is about the economy. You're going to Mbale. You have taken time to reach Mbale. You have taken time beating out the security. Now, mobilizing the people of Mbale because of the situation, the economy. People are in the gardens. People first want to conclude with their work. People want, now by the time you reach there, people are not there. You take time to gather them. So the time period is not enough basing on those factors. Otherwise, if we had a good infrastructure, if we had a good security, that actually the security is minding about their
well, gentlemen, unfortunately, I have to end this session with you here. I just want to thank you so very much. That is Ismail Kiria and also Dr. France. Thank you so much for your time. Now, General Mugisha Muntu, we see the commissioners of the Electoral Commission getting ready to look through his documents. He'll be leaving the waiting tent, and now, of course, the seconders and all that. It's a process that is going to kick off. After then, if he has really fulfilled all the procedures, all the requirements, then he will be nominated as a presidential candidate. And, of course, that will be candidate 2 of day 2 and the final day of presidential nominations. Now, allow me go straight to the proposed site for the headquarters where the nomination exercise is taking place in Lubowa. Over to them.
Lead the next aspirant. Protocol team, please lead the next aspirant to the commission. The protocol team should lead the next aspirant to the commission. The interviews by media and media people. May I request media people to the media team, you'll have a chance to speak to the aspirant if and when you've been advised. Lord Chairperson of the Commission and Commissioners, the person walking in is aspirant Mugisha Muntu. The person walking in is aspirant Mugisha Muntu, accompanied by the people invited to accompany him as required and provided for in the law. We welcome you, aspirant Mugisha Muntu, and your delegation, and the teams of protocol will lead you to your seats. Lord Chair, I now would like to take the honor of inviting you to receive your guests. Thank you.
Our distinguished guests, we are now ready to receive the next aspirant, whom, as informed, has joined us. I would therefore like to welcome you and your entourage and invite you or your agent to present your papers. Is your nominator and seconder here? Nominator and seconder, can they stand up? Okay, you can bring the papers.
to let the people who are watching, so you know what is happening. This is what the chairperson of the commission stated in his statement about this process, that when they come, when an aspirant comes here, they are required to show proof of the various requirements in the law relating to nominations of presidential aspirants or presidential candidates. And so what you are seeing on the invitation of the chairperson of the commission to the table is for the aspirant to present the requirements for nomination. And those requirements, the commission has now instructed the technical team to check them one by one. Those requirements include a fully completed nomination form that is filled in triplicate. It also includes a declaration by the aspirant that they consent to being nominated. It also includes, as the chairperson mentioned, that the teams here, the technical teams supporting the commission, that process, checking and confirming that the aspirant is a registered voter and that is a Ugandan by birth, 18 years and above. And that check also includes the proposers. The chairperson requested to stand up to check also that they are registered voters. And that the aspirant, as required by the Presidential Elections Act, the law, that the aspirant has the minimum level of education required in the law, which is a minimum of A level or senior 6. So they will be checking those papers to confirm that the aspirant went to school. The technical teams who are checking these particulars are from a cross-section of professionals from the commission, from the legal department. There are lawyers there from the voter data management department, from election management, from field operations and others. We thank members of the press for keeping the country, keeping the citizens of Uganda fully abreast with what is happening here. On EC ground, Electoral Commission grounds in Rweza, Rubowa. Those who may have just joined and following, the place here where we are, where the commission is the place where the headquarters of the Electoral Commission are going to be established, and already we have seized, the commission has seized these grounds. It's the first time the nomination of presidential candidates is happening, taking place on a permanently owned grounds of your Electoral Commission. So from now onwards, going forward, these are the grounds where the presidents of Uganda will be nominated from, starting with these ones of the 2025-26 general election. Previously, this exercise would take place in different places. But everyone who has come here so far, since the exercise of nominations started yesterday, says this is the best place. Some have actually wanted to stay here. But the commission informs them that the nomination is over, then you can proceed. So these are your grounds. These are the grounds of the people of Uganda.
Our distinguished guests, we've been verifying the papers of the aspirant, and we are satisfied he has met the criteria spelled out under the Presidential Elections Act. Accordingly, I, Justice Byabakama Mugenyi Simon, being the returning officer for the nomination of presidential candidates, declare Mugisha Gregory Muntu Oyera a duly nominated candidate in respect of the presidential elections 2026, he having fulfilled the nomination requirements under the Presidential Elections Act, Chapter 179, Laws of Uganda. You are now a candidate, Mr. Mugisha Muntu. May I now request your agent to come and pick the nomination paper for your signature confirming that you are now duly nominated. Either you sign or your agent can sign, whichever you choose. Agent, come and pick this. Thank you. You can go. As a duly nominated candidate, you are required to observe or implement the following. 1, you are to appoint an official agent who will coordinate your campaign meetings and media program, and also attend meetings on your behalf where necessary. Secondly, you are to avail the commission with a schedule of your campaign meetings and media program as soon as practicable to facilitate the smooth harmonization of all the candidates' campaign programs countrywide. And thirdly, you have to sign a memorandum of understanding with the Electoral Commission on compliance with the harmonized campaign program, timelines, and the guidelines. Congratulations, candidate Mugisha Muntu Gregory Muntoyera. There are 2 more functions you have to perform. First of all, as a commission under the law, we are required to avail you a soft copy of the voters' register, which we have now. Your agent can come and pick it as well. It is here. the law also commands us to avail you security 24-hour round security at home, on the road, and anywhere. For that matter, we are going to hand over to you your security vehicle together with your security personnel or detail. Thereafter, you are at liberty to address the press and the country if you wish. Can we now go and hand over your vehicle to you, Mr. Candidate?
You'll wait, the commission will lead you. Candidate Muntu, the commission is going to lead you to your security detail and vehicle. And after that, the center for the press, for briefing the press, is just near where the vehicle will be available to you.
Okay, good afternoon. It's just 10 minutes past 1, and we are still talking matters concerning presidential nominations for the general elections of 2026. And this is day 2. Yes, and what is going on, what you see on your screen is the flag bearer, who is Honorable Mugisha Muntu, who has been duly nominated and certified by the Electoral Commission, as announced by the Lord Chairman for the EC, who is Justice Simon Biavakama. What you had just witnessed is him being handed to his security detail, which is inclusive of a driver and then also an escort and a car. And these, by the way, the costs are met by the Electoral Commission, inclusive of his security detail. Further, is security provided to him at his home and wherever he goes, unless he goes out of the country, that the security will not be provided or will not be applicable. So what we are going to just have a look at is him addressing the media.
Communications you are doing for the benefit of the citizens all over the country. I also take this opportunity to thank God for enabling us to get the nominations which we've just had a few minutes back. We've gone through some hurdles, but that is now water under the bridge. We are now candidates. Myself and all colleagues and supporters of the party that is Alliance for National Transformation. Let me also take this opportunity to thank the supporters all over the country who gave us signatures. You know, we've done 3 rounds. Even when the first round there were questions, second round within a day, we got another 60 districts. The last round, they were asking for 10. We got 16 districts. And the beauty of it all was that we weren't getting these signatures just from members of the party, but also from many other Ugandans who belong even to other parties, but who have come to recognize Alliance for National Transformation as a party that is focused on building institutions or rebuilding them because they've been broken down. They have recognized Alliance for National Transformation as a party that believes in the building of systems that deliver services, systems that enable the country to function. And we are glad, because in 2021, we participated. Our participation then was to sow seeds. I would like to believe, if it's the will of God, that this time around is going to be a time of harvest. "63 years of independence, even for human beings. At 63, you've gone through quite a number of stages. You came from a baby, a toddler, and then you start walking and running, and you go through teenagers, and then you become middle-aged, you become old. You do a number of things through that whole process. A country at 63 should not be operating as if we are still in teenagers. We are stuck, been stuck in a vicious cycle, 63 years. Saying things is easy. And as we do as politicians, all over the world, by the way, one thing we do is just say things. The biggest challenge that I notice, and I believe many people notice, is the inconsistency between what we say and what we do. Because every time when there is conflict between theory and practice, there is bound to be conflict. You don't see it only here in this country, you see it in the region, you see it on this continent, you even now see it in a number of other countries globally. We have a problem. There's absolutely no reason why a country like Uganda, well endowed in terms of fertile soils, in terms of the wealth that we have underground, gold, copper, tin, bauxite. Now we've even got rare earth minerals. That a country like this, you could still find poverty anywhere in this part of the country. Freshwater bodies, River Nile, which runs from the source of the Nile until where it exits near Nimle, along that whole patch. You don't find any commercial agriculture or irrigation is used other than the big plantations of sugar in ginger. That's a reflection of the ineptness or sheer irresponsibility on the part of the political class in this country. Because when I talk about this, I'm not only talking about the current regime. We only had hope, those of us went the bush to fight for 5 years. And we took power. And we condemned all things that had happened before. And we believed that there was a cutoff point that we were going to redirect politics and the management of the economy of this country into a new direction. Unfortunately, that has not come to be. And here again, we are in this very mess with a country that is literally broken. Institutions compromised, systems broken down, and worst case, the population itself has been brought down to its knees. General Museveni was here. I think he has been nominated as a candidate. I think for the 7th time. I keep hearing him talk about moving to middle income. It's not about middle income. It's not about GDP. It's not about all nature of things. However much any economy anywhere on this planet grows, if a population to whom that economy is supposed to serve is broken, then you wonder, where is your focus? Because we have seen countries that have got roads better than we have. More kilometers of tarmac roads, more capacity in terms of power generation and distribution, better cities, water systems that supply all citizens in the country, better educational systems, stronger armies, but they all broke down. You can check them out. They are there. Libya is the best example here on this continent. Country like Zimbabwe, Ivory Coast in West Africa. When you focus on the things which are seen by the eye, and you don't focus on how to develop the people to whom these things are supposed to serve, you're focusing on the wrong direction. And that's why I would like to ask the Ugandan people to retire General Museveni this time around in a peaceful way, because he cannot take this country any further beyond where we are now. Every moment he stays in office, the country is going to get deeper and deeper into problems. Why so? Because if you have got citizens who have reached a point to ask for money, even when they are going to put a signature on nomination of a candidate who is supposed to go and help them get out of their problems, you know there's a problem in that country. When you see a ruling party, because the party is the one which runs government, in a stretch of 3 months in which they were conducting their primaries, which culminated into Kololo, where they stripped themselves naked in broad daylight, and it showed who they are. In Kololo. Unless the population is blind, unless the population, if our citizens are willful captives, then they can continue with General Museveni and NRM, because Kololo would have been enough for the country to retire that group in power. Because in Kololo, they were electing SEC. SEC is the Central Executive Committee of the ruling party. And people were being bought like you buy goats in a market. An extension of General Museveni and NRM by the citizenry, if the citizenry chooses to do so, it's just you are being led by goats. There is evidence. Anybody can go and check it out. It was done in broad daylight. There were 300 plus petitions all over the country in the primaries of NRM. We all want a better future. I have no doubt about that. I know that there is a deep desire within our people to have a better future, where systems function, where if anybody cheats you, maybe takes your land, even if you don't have money, that you can access investigative capacities of a police, that nobody would ask you for a bribe, that nobody would intimidate you, whether they have money, whether they're in power, and that you can go to the courts of law, and that the DPP's office can also carry out prosecutions in a transparent way, so that a citizen would feel secure in the knowledge that the law protects them. That's not there. That's not there. Right now, anybody who has money or is in a position where he can have soldiers do anything with it, that's what they call impunity. That's the impunity that caused the coup in '71 when the first Obote regime was removed. That's the impunity that caused the thrashing of the regime in '79. Same impunity that caused the second fall of the UPC regime. Rutwa only took 6 months, so there wasn't even enough time, I think, for him to do anything. So we took power, and we thought that would be the end of impunity. Now it has been reorganized in a more systematic way. One thing I can get my cap off for General Museveni: he has deliberately, consciously, persistently done what he has always desired in his heart. So I take off my cap for him. He has broken our people. In such a sophisticated way that even those who are broken are still running around him. That's what the country is. We offer ourselves as a solution to that mess. First, we don't look at infrastructure as the primary factor. We don't look at roads, we don't look at bridges, we don't look at power generation and distribution. We don't look at health services, we don't look at educational institutions. We don't look at rail. We look first and foremost as the primary factor of the development process, the human being, the citizen. Because there's nothing that can contradict the logic that the human resource factor is the central core to any development process. So even when we look at education, quality education, quality healthcare services, agriculture for purpose of food security and nutrition, as facilitating factors to that core, the human being, the citizen, the human resource capacity. Because when you concentrate on that human being, you educate them well, you skill them, you ensure that they are healthy, that they are well fed. The sky is the limit. There is nothing they will not do. Even getting to the moon, they would get there. Because those who have gone there are not any better than we are. That's going to be our focus. And we are going to be launching our manifesto in a couple of days. But I'm bringing out the most salient factor. General 7 keeps talking about peace. But all these things that are happening is because of peace. He's confused a bit because we have digressing. Our understanding of peace is at variance. He thinks peace is law and order. Peace is not the absence of war, as I heard him talk about it 2 days ago. Peace is the presence of justice. If you got injustices in a country and you don't have
Sorry. Sorry about that. I hope you are back on air. It's something, and let's use this one.
Amendments do we have? It looks that we don't have adequate time. I think as we go to our headquarters where we're going to move from here, and when we launch our manifesto in a couple of days, we'll exhaust what we are talking about. But as I conclude, peace is not the absence of war. Peace is the presence of justice. You can have an army, you can have intelligence services, you can have police as we do have them, as we've had them even in the past. As many African countries has had them. But when there is no justice, eventually you will find that you have been building on quicksand. We intend to build sustainable peace in this country because we want to focus on justice. So there is a rock firm foundation on the basis of which our people can go around doing their own things. Not caring whether you have an uncle in government, a mother who knows someone in government, or even when you don't have money, you don't have a cousin, you don't have a nun to call in case you find yourselves in a problem. No. There must be justice for all. And at this point, I would like to call upon the government. Please, today you are in power. Tomorrow you won't. deal with those who are not with you in a manner in which you would want them to deal with you when you are out there and they are in there. That's simple logic. Dr. Kano Chiza Besje has been incarcerated beyond the mandatory bail period. 188 days passed. A period within which, if they had any investigations, and they were saying they should have proceeded with the case, they have not. So I'd like to ask the Ugandan people, most of them who seem to hide all the time, if a prominent political leader, a war veteran, an officer of NRA, UPDF, that is done to him, what about you? Most of whom don't even have the capability to pick a phone and talk to anybody who can even come to your assistance. We must build systems where everybody is below the law, including the president of the country. Government should act. If they have gotten evidence, they should proceed with the case. Dr. Chizabeze should be in his home, enjoying his freedom. It's not only Dr. Chizabeze, there are many young people of NUP who are in prisons. If you have cases, proceed, go, take them to court and argue your case, not to incarcerate them in the prisons without trial. Or pass a law, and then we know. But to masquerade behind the law as you manipulate it is one of the most dangerous things that we can have. We saw it happen in the 60s, it failed. 70s, it failed. 80s, it failed. Even now, it will fail. Let me conclude, and maybe 3 questions, and then we give space for other colleagues who are going to be coming.
Thank you, Candidate Mugisha Muntu. Members of the press, we already have another aspirant walking in already, and we will take 2 questions from you. And yeah, please. So 2 questions, please.
Thank you, Candidate Mugisha Muntu. My name is William Ranga from Beg Media / Beg Television. The defense budget in Uganda takes the lion's share. Yeah. You are a former army commander of the Uganda People's Defense Forces, and now you are retired. Yeah. What is going to be your position on defense spending in your next government? Thank you so much.
When you build peace within the region, where you don't expect attacks, and you coordinate effort with other countries around the region, to have coordinated effort in neutralizing insurgents and international terrorists, you reduce your defense budget logically. And then you rechannel the resources that you get from defense budget. You put them in the social services sector. That's what we believe in. And 2, if you are not repressive, but I also believe in a strong army, I believe in strong intelligence services, I believe in strong police services, well motivated, professional, and also well catered for. But at the same time, when you don't have repression, the repressive machinery, you don't have any danger of having internal rebellion. Most times the rebellion erupts internally. 2 factors. 1, because of internal mismanagement. But also times when it is generated from the outside. But when you have a well-trained force and you have got a population which is backing you, I can tell you nobody can ever defeat you from the outside, ever. Defeat comes when there is an attack from outside and you are weak internally. I see these, they know all that, those who are in power. But greed blinds, because they are not looking at anything but money, which they are bowing to, which unfortunately they have caused the rest of the country to bow to. Those who pray, pray. This country is on its knees.
Yes, we have the next question, please, a quick one.
Congratulations, President Mugisha. I want to thank you for reaching here. As a Christian and as a general, I want to inform you that Uganda is under siege. repeat. I want to ask you as a general and as a Christian.
Ask her here.
Planning, through priorities, Uganda is under siege. Which tools as the Christian and the general are you going to employ to get out of Uganda of this mess?
In every dark situation, in any society, however dark a situation may seem, there are always remnants. There are people out there in the country who are resilient, who want to see a better country. And those are the ones whom we reach out to. Because the leadership is a critical factor. A country will go up or go down around leadership, the nature of it. That's why to us, the main concentration is focused on how do we get men and women of integrity into Alliance for National Transformation to become the dominant factor. Because we know for sure that the moment we take power, which I believe by God's grace we will, that's when the main struggle starts. There are many people who think that the ousting of Museveni is the main struggle. No. That's the secondary one. The primary one is how do we sort out this mess and lift the livelihoods of the people? How will you do that? Unless you have got deep people who are different in thinking and also in how they act. But if we get the same kind of thinking as we've had since 1962, people who are either driven by pomp and glory or money or like I've seen the whole lot, even when there's physical change, tomorrow General Museveni definitely will get out, one way or another. You can already see it's so self-evident. And then you go in. And then the thinking is not different, which means the actions will be similar. We digress from that. Even if we are to stand alone, that's the path on which we walk. I keep telling people, if me, Muntu, even if I never become a president of this country, but if I can build or help collaborating with people who think alike together, and we build a machine in terms of a political vehicle that can transform this country, I will go to heaven as happy as if I would have become a president. We concentrate on building. We concentrate on organizing. So we call upon the remnants in this country. Wherever you are, don't keep quiet. If you want a better future, we are here. We are a solution. And by God's grace, I believe at some point, wherever that is going to be, whether it is next month, whether it is in May, wherever it is, we will take power in this country, and I can guarantee you, people will know how power can be managed different from how it has been managed hitherto. We are disciplined, we are consistent, we are values driven. That's who we are. May God bless you all.
Thank you, General. Thank you, Candidate Mugisha Muntu. Protocol team, please, can we assist the candidate and his entourage?
Yes, Candidate Gregory Mugisha Muntu.
Protocol team, we assist the candidate to exit and his team. And then the support to the processing of the next aspirant who is now accessing the venue. Thank you.
That was retired General Gregory Mugisha Muntu, the flag bearer for the Alliance for National Transformation. Yes, he has just met the media and made his remarks. Someone said those were really powerful. He was so assertive, I must say. But for those of you who have never heard him speak, that is the tone he always uses. Right now, as you see on your screen, he is being showed his security detail. He's inspecting the vehicle that he's going to be given to help him traverse through the country as he is campaigning. Just to remind you a little, from 25th to 27th, that is the period that the Electoral Commission has catalogued to have the campaigns harmonized, and the general campaigns will officially start on the 29th of September 2025. Yes, in a bit of a flash, we'll be letting you know and showing you how the National Unity Platform, Robert Chagulanyi Sentamu, the principal, has arrived also at the Electoral Commission proposed headquarters in Lubowa, that is Makindi Sabagabo. He is yet to be duly nominated and also be certified by the Electoral Commission as per the Elections Act. And yes, happening also at the EC offices, that is in industrial area, I have been reliably informed that over 20 presidential aspirants have okay, let's go to Jethro. Yes, he is already in Reza, and we see what is happening.
Justice needs to be prevailed to actually every Ugandan. It is very important because he thinks some Ugandans have actually not gotten the justice that they deserve. But of course, that is in his point of view. But he also talked about security. He also talked about launching his manifesto later. In a few days from now, he will be launching his manifesto. He has not actually talked about the particular date, but of course we as journalists, we wait to see the actual date on when he will be launching the manifesto. Anytime from now, actually the next aspirant will be actually walking in. That is actually the chairperson of the National Unity Platform. I've seen the Secretary General, that is Louis Rubongoya. He has actually come in, and that is actually a signal that shows that the NUP aspirant will be actually getting in right now or a few minutes from now. I'm seeing David Louis Rubongoya, who is the Secretary General. I think he has actually come on time to see how best he has actually, the candidate is not yet here. He is actually moving straight to the tent. I think there is something that we need to follow and find out what is the matter, because the security is actually heavy. They have actually beefed up more security in this particular time. Lewis Rubongoya has entered the tent where actually the commission members headed by Justice Simon Biabakama are actually waiting to see how they can verify the papers of the NUP aspirant, that is Robert Chagulanyi Sentamu. So right now we shall be waiting, because we thought their role is actually to wait and receive their aspirant, but as for now we have to wait and find out exactly why Robert Chagulanyi Sentamu is not yet here, because we did expect as well that the leader of opposition, that is Joel Sanyonyi, to accompany him. But of course, seeing the Secretary General of the National Unity Platform Party, I think that is also a symbol. He came along with a file. He's actually carrying a file, and we need to find out what is exactly into that file. But of course, not forgetting that today we've so far nominated two candidates. That is Nathan Nandala James Mafabi. He was nominated very early in the morning, and he had everything done. He assured us of doing a few things for the Ugandans. Of course, we wait to see how best he will accomplish whatever he has to. But of course, waiting for the official date of the campaign on 29th. This was actually justified by the EC chairman, that is Justice Simon Biabakama. Gregory Mugisha Muntu, the ANT president, has also been duly nominated at exactly 2. That is actually the actual time where we wait. I'm seeing the protocol team actually still standing outside, because their role is actually to receive any other candidate or any other guest who will be actually walking in. So we wait to see exactly. Remember, this is going to be the second time the NUP candidate will be actually getting onto the ballot. That is if the Electoral Commission actually finds it viable, that is if he has all the requirements, that is if he has all that it takes according to the requirements that were actually asked for by the Electoral Commission. It is very important when it comes to that aspect. A number of things have also been actually highlighted from yesterday up to today, and remember, this is the closing day, but of course we'll wait to see if actually cool will be kept the entire day today. And according to the information that we are hearing actually right now from the tent, the commission is actually still seated on the high tables over there, waiting for the next aspirant. The next aspirant I'm talking about Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. But of course, looking at the is a cool situation. I can see military actually surveying the entire area to ensure that everything is in order. Right away from the entrance as you come to this Chigo Road, the security is actually very beefed up to ensure that the entire process is not actually antagonized in one way or another. Like we say today, the EC chairman did tell us that of yesterday he was short of 2 candidates, but of course they did add on Major General Gregory Mugisha Muntu. He has been duly nominated, but also we wait to see if there is any other candidate. But of course, as for now, we only wait for one other aspirant, that is Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. We are not yet sure if there is any other candidate who will be actually coming in for now. So for now, I will be handing you over to the main tent actually to get exactly what is happening in there, and at a later time, we shall actually be coming back to you as well to keep you up to speed on what will be transpiring at this very particular time. Over to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Jethro, our correspondent there at Reza, where the Electoral Commission is exercising the duty of nominating the presidential candidates for the 2026 general elections. Like he has said, Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, the flag bearer for National Unity Platform, is expected to arrive at 2. But we have seen the Secretary General, Louis Rubongoya, who has already arrived, is in front of the Electoral Commission tent. We are yet to find out why the principal of the NUP has not yet arrived, or why they decided, the Secretary General, to arrive first. But to take you through, a candidate as stipulated by the law and guidelines issued by the Electoral Commission, or an aspiring person for the presidential elections, you are not supposed to hold a procession. And at the EC premises, you are only allowed to come in with 2 vehicles, and you are obliged to follow the traffic guidelines issued by the Electoral Commission. And these 2 vehicles should not have more than 10 people each. And of course, only 20 people are allowed into the premises, inclusive of the candidate or aspirant himself or herself. And when we look at today so far, the Electoral Commission has duly nominated 2 candidates. Earlier on in the morning, it was Honorable James Nathan Nandala Mafabi, and then just now it has been retired General Gregory Mugisha Muntu of the Alliance for National Transformation. General Muntu has made his remarks to the media, and yes, he emphasized that Uganda needs to be united. According to him, I don't know if he feels it's in disunity, and he said that Ugandans really need to pray so hard. Yes, so that's your country or my country or our country. To him, it is in need of liberation. I don't know. We shall be getting to know more about that from his manifesto, which he said he will be launching in a couple of days to come. He has not mentioned where he is likely to have his post-nomination rally, but for Honorable Nandala Nathan James Mafabi, he is expected to address his supporters in Nakawa division, that is Butabika Playgrounds, so that he can relay maybe what he is intending to do for the masses. And topping his agenda, though, retired General Mugisha Muntu said they should rebuild the systems that are broken. And now, those are not my words, but they are for General Mugisha Muntu, retired one. And he said Ugandans are not aware that the country is broken, but indeed it is. And he cited an economy that is working for the broken population. What is their intent? What are they trying to achieve? Because If the people are broken, how is the economy going to benefit them? How are they going to survive? Yet they are already broken souls. And that is why he engaged or appealed to the government or to the people in power. If I'm to quote him clearly, he stated, the people in power, today you have power, tomorrow you may not have power. And treat people the way you would wish them to treat you if you weren't in power. So, and for Honorable Nathan Nandala Mafabi, what topped his agenda is revitalizing the cooperatives. And he said these would play a significant role. Given his background, that he's an economist and he is also a consultant still with IMF and also the World Bank. He has been a leader of opposition before, and he's been a member of parliament for over 25 years. So he believes with his vast experience, he will be able to make Uganda a country that he feels it should be, given even the GDP of the country, that as we speak, it stands at about 63 billion, and it is projected to be at 66 billion by 2026. But if I'm to remind you a little, the GDP in 1986, it was at 36 billion when General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni took over power. So if you do appreciate the 40 years he has been in power, that over now it is over 63 billion, maybe you would cast your vote wisely. Okay, so Robert is going to come back with Honorable Mukaku. Stay tuned. My name is Joan N. Moronji. You are watching UBC Live straight from Nile Avenue in Kampala, capital city of Uganda. And yes, keep watching.